Hey everybody, Jim here with another video for you. Yes, I know I stopped making videos on my channel, but the Yam King, Kenny, over at Kenny's Movie Pals, one of my partners in crime on the Talking Movies with Sean, Kenny, and Jim channel, decided to tag me in a video and challenge me to come up with 10 favorite movies of the 21st century. But before I begin, at the end of this video, if you like what you see, please consider going over to Kenny's channel and some of these other channels I'm going to mention. Show them some love and possibly give me a thumbs up and leave comments below. Let me know what some of your favorite movies from the last 26 years are. Now, as I said, my good friend Kenny over at Kenny's Movie Palace tagged me in a video that he just released yesterday. And he was tagged by our mutual friend Ollie over at Ollie Loves Films from the UK. He's the one that started this crazy thing. And it's just kind of continued from there. So even though I said I was done doing this, Kenny is a near and dear friend of mine, so I agreed to do this. And even though I kind of feel like Al Pacino in Godfather 3, just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in. Sorry, I can't do a Pacino as good as my good friend Jeff over at 101 Bronson. But anyways, Kenny and Ollie, they put a lot of work into theirs, and I did not because, again, I'm a slacker at heart, and I just went off the top of my head. So this list may or may not change at any time. And I also did not rank these from top to bottom either. I just put them in chronological order. So too bad. If I was supposed to rank these 10 movies, I honestly don't think I could do it. So so that's the criteria I'm using. I also want to state that these are my favorite films, not the best. These are all about personal preferences. I'm sure your list would be much different than mine. But when I was kind of going through this, I was thinking to myself about the films that caused the biggest reaction, whether it was from laughter, from tears, from fright, from whatever. So I think I got a nice little eclectic list here, and they do span quite a few different genres. And the one thing that did surprise me was how many foreign language films I have on the list. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and start this. So, again, in chronological order, we're going to start off with two films that were released in the year 2000. The first of which is Guy Ritchie's classic Snatch, with an incredible ensemble cast of so many great actors and characters. Too many to mention right now. But I definitely want to show some love to the late great Dennis Farina, who plays Cousin Avi, and I love Vinnie Jones in this movie as Bullet Tooth Tony. This was definitely the first movie I ever saw Jason Statham in. I know Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels came out before this, but I saw this one first. And I still think this is Guy Ritchie's best movie. I had to watch this movie with subtitles the first dozen times I saw it back in the day, and we're talking like VHS days at this point, just because the accents were so damn thick. And I'm not even talking about Brad Pitt, what he was doing as Mickey. But I've come to just absolutely adore everything about this film. And again, like I said, I can't stress it enough how much fun I have watching this. I've watched this movie at least 50 times since that first initial viewing. So the first movie on our list is Snatch. 180 degrees different from the same year is Battle Royale. You want to talk about the Hunger Games? This is the real Hunger Games, okay? This was a Japanese movie from 2000, of course, and directed by, I always struggle with these names, so please bear with me, Kinji Fukasaku. And it stars too many Japanese people that I would just butcher their names, and I certainly don't mean any disrespect. But Battle Royale is an incredible movie. The first time I saw this movie was on a bootleg DVD that I got off of eBay. It was a blind buy because I had seen a little interview with Quentin Tarantino, and he was raving about this movie, saying that it was one of the greatest movies he had ever seen. And that alone was enough for me to hunt it down, and I'm so glad I did. Now, finally, it did come out on a proper Blu-ray, but back in the day, this wasn't that far removed from Columbine, so it never got an actual legal or proper release, I should say, until years later. But my God, I love this movie so much. And like I said, if you're a Hunger Games fan, this is the real Hunger Games. We might be talking about something similar later in the list. Moving right along to 2002, and we have another foreign language film. And again, this movie absolutely came out of nowhere and blew me away. And I'm talking about City of God from Brazil. This movie, right there, it was nominated for Best Director, and it's just an incredible, incredible film based on a true story. You start off with this group of characters in the early '70s, and their children living in the slums of Rio de Janeiro, where it is literally a war zone every day, and you follow these characters through the beginning of their adulthood to where they're in their early 20s. And it's just an incredibly powerful film. It's heartbreaking, it's exhilarating, it's an incredible film. If you have not seen City of God, I implore you, please track this incredible film down. It is just, it's a wonderful film. Jumping forward to 2003, and we have another foreign language film. And this time we're talking about Old Boy. This movie is an absolute banger, and it's just an incredible film from director Park Chan Wook. This is part of his Vengeance trilogy, and this one's the best in my opinion. It's one of those movies that when you see it, you'll never forget it. It has been remade. Spike Lee remade it a couple of years later with Josh Brolin and Elizabeth Olsen in the part or in the movie. I don't shit on that movie as much as everybody does. Okay, if you've never seen this movie and you watch that movie, you'd probably enjoy it. It's not a horrible movie, but compared to this, it is, because this movie is damn near perfect. It's a masterpiece in every way. The iconic fight scene that seems to be one take, where this guy is literally taking on about 40 guys at once, has been repeated since, but often duplicated but never surpassed. And again, if you've never seen Old Boy, what are you waiting for? Get your ass out, find this movie. You can watch it on streaming, you can buy it, whatever. I'm telling you, Old Boy is an incredible, incredible film. Okay, moving right along, and again, another 180-degree turn from Old Boy. We've got two films from 2008. The first of which, to me, is the best comedy of the 21st century. And I'm talking about Tropic Thunder, starring Ben Stiller, Jack Black, Robert Downey Jr., Nick Nolte, Jay Baruchel, Danny McBride, and a great cameo from Tom Cruise. Like I said, this is my favorite comedy of the 21st century. And there's a couple that I was thinking about that could have easily have been right there with this. Wedding Crashers comes to mind. But this movie is on a different level. Written and directed by Ben Stiller, of course. Robert Downey Jr. puts in a performance of the ages. And a lot of people would look at this movie and just say, oh my God, he's just wearing blackface. It's much, much more than that. So much so that he was nominated for Best Supporting Actor for this film. He did not win. We'll be getting to that in a moment. But this is an iconic performance from Robert Downey Jr. In fact, I think it's his best performance in a career full of great performances. Everybody brings their A game in this movie. And there are, even though I've seen this movie at least 20 times, it still brings me to tears with laughter with some of the moments in this movie. The one that immediately comes to mind is Jack Black tied up while he's going through withdrawals, and he immediately just starts going off on him. Your mother's a cantankerous whore. Hey, remember way back when I called your mother a cantankerous whore? I didn't mean that shit. I mean, it's brilliant. Tropic Thunder is a great film. It could not be made today. Who cares? Go out and get this one. It is comic gold. Also from 2008. Quite possibly the greatest superhero film of all time. From the Dark Knight trilogy, I'm talking about the second installment, Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight. starring Christian Bale, Aaron Eckhart, and the late great Heath Ledger, who won Best Supporting Actor that year. As good as Robert Downey Jr. is in Tropic Thunder, the Academy got it right with awarding Heath Ledger the actor or the Best Supporting Actor Oscar for this year. A lot of people are cynical and they say, "Well, he won it because he died." I don't think that made a bit of difference because, quite honestly, when I saw this film originally, not the opening scene with him, but the first time you really get a good look at him and he's in the boardroom with all the guys and he says, "Hey, see this pencil? I'm going to do a magic trick. I'm going to make this pencil disappear." Bam! It was still one of the most shocking moments I can ever recall seeing in any movie, regardless of genre. And Heath Ledger is scary in this movie. He's like the freakiest villain since Hannibal Lecter, in my opinion. They could have made this movie extremely dark with the way that his performance was heading. And it's an incredible, incredible film, in my opinion. I like all three of the Dark Knight trilogy. But The Dark Knight, the second movie, is on a totally different level. And regardless if you like superhero films or not, it transcends genre. It's just a great film. Moving right along to 2015. Quite honestly, this might be the best action movie of the last 26 years. It's up for debate, and I'm sorry, I know there are some people who don't like this movie or have gotten sick of it. Yeah, Stuart, I'm talking to you, buddy. I don't give a shit because to me, Mad Max Fury Road is still perfection when it comes to action cinema. There is not an ounce of fat on this movie. It moves like a bullet, and it is just an incredible achievement. Now, I understand the complaints, okay? You can't understand whatever the hell he's saying, and all he does is growl, and this isn't a Mad Max movie, it's a Furiosa movie, and this and that and the other. And you know what? Those are all valid criticisms. I don't give a rat's ass. This movie kicks ass. When it came out, I did not see it theatrically because I was so pissed off at the idea of them making a Mad Max movie without Mel Gibson. And then I saw it on Blu ray when it came out and immediately kicked myself in the ass and said, "My God, I wish I would have seen this in IMAX because it would have been incredible." I love Mad Max Fury Road. Enough said. Jumping up another couple of years to 2016, actually 1 year from Fury Road. The last of the foreign language films on this list, although Godzilla Minus One damn near made it. But I'm talking about Train to Busan. The best zombie movie that was not directed by George Romero, in my opinion. And like a lot of films on this list, including the two coming up next, this movie brought me to tears, and I didn't think it would. I never in a million years thought I would be brought to tears with a Korean zombie movie, and this one did the trick. Mainly because of the characters and the performances. This movie's great. It really is. I cannot recommend this film enough. I know a lot of people don't like running zombies. I'm one of those people. These things really aren't even zombies. They're kind of like, the creatures in I Am Legend almost, or 28 Days Later. It's more like a virus of some kind. Again, it doesn't matter. This movie kicks every form of ass known to man. It is just so goddamn good. And like I said, if you've never seen this, be prepared to have your heart ripped out of your chest a couple of times because this movie, like a couple of the other ones on this list, it transcends genre. It's just an incredible film. Got two left. If Dark Knight is not the greatest superhero film of all time, then in my opinion, 2017's Logan is. Starring Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart. My God, again, this movie, I know I'm sounding like a broken record, but it transcends genre. To me, this is not a superhero film. This is like a neo modern day Western. It's almost like a remake of Shane in a way. And my God, is it good! It is one of the best performances I have ever seen from Hugh Jackman. And the fact that Patrick Stewart wasn't nominated for Best Supporting Actor to me is a travesty because he is heartbreaking as Professor X with dementia. It's just a great film. And again, I didn't expect the emotional punch that this movie gave me the first time I saw it. It tore my heart out repeatedly. And the ending is the perfect way to end this series. Now, I know that he came back to do the Deadpool movie. That's its own thing. And I love that movie too. It's entertaining as hell. But again, this movie, it's something on a different level altogether. And if you had to ask me which movie I prefer, this one or The Dark Knight, or which one I thought was the better superhero film, flip a coin. Because to me, they are both equally great. But we're going to finish it with this one. And I think everybody knows what this one's going to be from 2025, last year. My number one movie from last year, Stephen King's adaptation of The Long Walk, directed by Francis Lawrence and starring a great, incredible cast of talented young actors, headlined by Cooper Hoffman, David Johnson, Tut Nuat, Ben Wing, and Mark Hamill. Like Logan, like Train to Busan, like City of God, this movie brought me to tears numerous times. And I read the book that this was coming on, or based on, so I knew what was coming, and it didn't matter. The performances, the direction, the cinematography, the music, everything about this movie works. And I said earlier when I was talking about Battle Royale that Battle Royale is the real Hunger Games. You could say the same thing about The Long Walk because this story predates all of those properties. And ironically enough, is directed by Francis Lawrence, who directed quite a few of those Hunger Games movies. But my friends, this is not a Hunger Games movie. It's not a Battle Royale movie either. In all of those films, the idea is to fuck over everybody else just so you can win. And in this book, or in this movie rather, it's the exact opposite. For 90% of the film, they are encouraging each other and helping each other to stay alive, even though it goes against their better interests, because only one person is allowed to win the game. I know I've talked about this movie endlessly, and I will wrap this up soon, but like I said, no movie from last year hit me as hard, and I don't think a Stephen King movie has hit me as hard in the last 25 years at least. I am going to somewhere down the road do another Stephen King ranking video because I have to after the four films that were released in 2025. But of those four films, this one, without a doubt, is the cream of the crop to me. And that is it for my 10 films that I think are my favorite films, rather, of the 21st century. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed these picks. And I think I am going to tag a couple of people that have been on Talking Movies with Sean, Kenny, and Jim. So I am tagging my good friend Texas from Texas Hardcore. And I am going to tag my good friend Corey, a.k.a. the Rat Bastard, over at Wilkie's Movies and Music. And last and certainly not least, I am going to tag Larry, the Whorecat Dad. So I will be putting links to all of their channels in the description below, as well as Kenny's and Ollie's. Please do me a favor, go over to all their channels, show them some love. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider giving me a thumbs up, a possible subscribe, but most importantly, leave those comments below. Let me know what your favorite films are from the 21st century. I don't know when the next video will be, but we'll catch you on the next one.